Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who could be us in another timeline. And we're caught in some infinite loop of fighting and dying, fighting and dying, fighting and dying. It's Norbert Morvan.
In November 2023, in an interview with Total Film, Snyder stated that the Rebel Moon and Army of the Dead franchises, quote, definitely have a shared universe, unquote, elaborating that the characters from the stalled animated series Army of the Dead, Lost Vegas, quote, go through a portal into another dimension. And there are characters in that other dimension, unquote, saying that, quote, one of the aliens in Rebel Moon is one of the characters from the animatic of Army of the Dead, Las Vegas, unquote.
I love Zack Snyder. I don't
Zack
care.
Snyder's insane, dude.
Dude, okay.
He's exhausting.
The guy started off directing commercials. He did Morrissey music videos.
Right.
He's a music video guy. He's a commercial guy. He directed hundreds of music videos. Even when he got hit big with 300, he's like, "Yeah, I shot a Gatorade commercial this morning." Like
He's
the
a
guy
workaholic.
moves, and that's I was reading about him and I found something really interesting. And he's like, I still make commercials. I just made a Gatorade commercial a few weeks ago in Buenos Aires. I've been shooting commercials for 15 years, 3 a freaking month in the old days. But I think the way it prepared me is, in commercials, every single job is a production problem. I worked on commercials, man. They're all different and they're all a nightmare. And he's like, it's 180 degrees. It's 180 degrees different from the problem that you just faced the week before. So when we did 300, it was the same problem over and over, like how the F do we make this landscape look real? And how do you make this look cool? With a commercial, every single day is different. And every project, every shot is different. And in that way, I think it's awesome training ground for a director to hone his skills with problem solving, because that is your job as a director. You know how to solve problems, to figure them out anyway. That's the way I do it. Now, Norbert, Army of the Dead costs 70 to 90 million dollars on Netflix. No, but on Netflix, movies like White Noise cost 140 million. The Irishman, 250 million. Killers of the Flower Moon, 250 million. Black Adam, 350 million. Zack Snyder can go make you a gigantic 2.5 hour zombie spectacle for under 100 mil. Like that's who you want working with you. Like he can turn around movies quite cheaply and people watch them. And I love, listen, M. Night Shyamalan and Zack Snyder, I think, are my two favorite directors to talk about, Norbert, because there's so many ups and downs, and all of their films have themes that you can talk about for hours. And I love exploring Zack Snyder's career because he's been around forever. Dawn of the Dead is incredible. He's those Rebel Moon movies really hurt my soul. I'm not as positive I am, but you know what, man? Like, there's so many. The worst thing you can be for me is boring. You go watch some of these movies and you're like, this isn't it. But then you watch a Snyder movie and there's always something there where you're like, even though that movie missed or didn't quite hit with me, there's still something there that is very memorable. And that's why I love him.
You can't take your eyes off of his movies. They look phenomenal. All of them do. All of them do. And it's to either his credit or his detriment that he didn't invent slow motion, but the first thing you think of now when you hear the word slow motion, thanks to Inception, is Zack Snyder. That man, oh my God. In his best movies, the slow motion, amazing. In the movies like this, good God, it's just everywhere. And the out of focus thing that he does that permeates this movie, sometimes it's cool, sometimes what am I looking at here? What is that?
Yeah, well, they bought old lenses and invented a new camera for this, and he shot it. And he's like, I'm surprised that much of it was in focus.
That's hilarious, man. This is one of the guys where you watch his movies, and not because you can copy his style, but you think to yourself, you know what? I can make a movie because there's no bad ideas in this man's head. He came across things. You know what we should do to make the zombies different? Let's make them cyborg zombies. And just don't explain it, because why not? When we kill the main boss, final boss level zombie at the end, his head explodes blue. But most of the other zombies don't. But why not? Because he's probably a cyborg. Maybe he's the alpha. Maybe he can dance. He definitely puts babies into women, that's for sure. And his the pathos generated from the zombie crying because his zombie fetus baby died, taking that idea from Dawn of the Dead, which was awesome, that the pregnant woman died, and then a zombie the pregnant woman dies and her fetus becomes a zombie, you get that. You kind of, okay, sure, why not? This thing is inside her. But these two are dead. And then, when a man and a woman love each other very much, even if they're zombies, sometimes they make a baby. And so we get zombie fetus, which drives him over the edge. Truce is over. It is now total war. Unleash the dogs of hell.
It's amazing.
And,
this movie. So you know what's crazy? I was looking over my reviews for this, and I gave this a C when it came out. And I look at it now, and I'll give it a B plus. Because listen, it's too long. But here's the thing: it's too, and the subplot with the daughter grinds the movie into absolute nothingness. But this is what you got to think about. Like his daughter, Zack Snyder's daughter, she died in 2017.
Right.
And when he wrote this movie, I was researching this movie, and he said that the father-daughter relationship has always been at the core of the movie. And he also said this movie couldn't be faulted for feeling like there's a sense of closure and finality, and it's a cathartic experience for him. And he's like, my own experience with my own children played a huge role. And the catharsis, he's like, and your children can hurt you worse than anybody, but they can also bring you joy. He's like, and your greatest sorrow and your greatest pain can come from children. So this is a guy who lost his daughter, made this movie, and at the end, the dad dies and the daughter lives. Like, so I think he's working things out in this movie.
Yeah.
And even though it makes it 2.5 hours, this guy has such an, I don't like, I've listened to him at SDCC, right? Like when he did 300, before anything was big, he won over the fans. He played the 300 trailer 4 times and the movie made 456 million. Like when he was promoting Sucker Punch, he was signing hundreds of autographs, interviews. They did a 16,000 person screening for 300. He showed up and talked. For Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, he's just always there talking, and he's always excited. We'll do all the interviews. He's always open. So it's always been impossible for me to hate the guy, like some people do, or to be like, he's a hack. Like there's polls out there. They're like, who's worse, Zack Snyder or Michael Bay? And I'm like, shut up.
Nah.
It's bullshit. Like, this guy works and he's open, and I love having him around. He's an auteur. He really is.
Yeah. This is it. This is it. He marches not only to the beat of his own drummer, but to the beat of spoons falling on the floor. Whatever he decides to do, he does it. I don't question his work ethic. I don't even question his talent, because take a big swing. You know what I'm saying? Roll those dice. And Watchmen, I'm one of the people who loves that movie, because I did love the comic, and I don't think it could have been done any other way, to be honest with you. Which is why Warner Brothers is about to just do the cartoon version of the comic book, and they might put the squid in, but he didn't feel like putting the squid in. And why not? Because I'm Zack Snyder. You can't hate on dudes who just, this is what I want to do, and I'm doing it. I don't hate his work ethic. I don't hate his camera work. It just, he doesn't, he has an idea, and he will not change that idea, and he doesn't do any input. This is his movie.
Yep. And his wife produced it. Like his wife. So his wife is the producer. He's the director, and he shot it, and he wrote it. So, but you know what though? He could still make this for 90 to 90 million. Now that may seem like a lot, but it's not. That is not
adjusted for inflation. Snyder, that's who he is.
Like 2 years from that. So making this movie 2 years ago, it came out. 3 years ago, it came out. Let's say it's 100 mil. That's not a lot of money. I mean, some of these people who make Netflix movies, they make it for like 200 mil. And like the Gray Man cost like 300 million. That's not even cinema. Like their latest film is going to cost 350 million, the Russo brothers, and that's on Netflix. And it's like, guys, like, you know what? If I'm Netflix and Snyder's like, hey man, can I get 60 million to make a sci-fi epic? I'm like, yeah, take it.
They're like, oh, thank God. Yeah, thank God. Oh.
The cast will love him. Everybody that works for him rallies around him, like Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, like the Ray Fisher. He wore a Zack Snyder shirt to Comic-Con. Like all the people that work with him love him. He moves really fast. Like there's like ride or die. Like they're with him. And listen, Army of the Dead. It's Garret Dillahunt's the most obvious Paul Reiser ever. But you know what though?
Definitely.
But Paul Reiser wasn't the first schmutzy corporate guy. So
No.
it you know what annoys me? People are like, this movie borrows from every movie, but we've talked about this before. Alien borrows from tons of movies. Aliens
Yeah.
is a war film, like, so it's
Yeah.
selective complaining about borrowing from films, and it's annoying. This movie, everyone dies, heads are
Everyone.
snapped. Dieter's amazing. I love him. You know,
Yeah.
Omari Hardwick's a badass. I love everything he says. Like, everyone's
Hmm.
cool. I still don't think, I'm still a little annoyed that Chambers dies because they could have saved her. But
This.
yeah, but and like there's unnecessary characters like Ella Purnell. I know that he was working through some cathartic things, but she might be one of the worst written characters ever. Like, I remember watching this the first night when it came out and going, "Oh,
That's the problem. That's the problem because, okay, I get it. You don't talk to your father, right? Your father, he bounced. This definitely, that's a classic conflict. Where were you after my mother died? Except this is zombie apocalypse. So where were you after you put a knife through my mother's skull? Okay,
oh,
that's fair, right? She takes that hard. But look at Batista. He's not out there, hooking up with all kinds of women and partying all the time and just riding the road as a man with his demons that he can't control. He's not an alcoholic. He's not a junkie.
still works out."
This shit's killing him too, man. You know? And he approaches the daughter with nothing but the best intentions the whole time. He's got no ulterior motive other than, you know what? I've been a fry cook after surviving the zombie apocalypse. I'm going to get this money so I can do good things for my daughter.
Yeah,
And he's genuine. And it's to his credit because Batista is that guy.
and
He
she's
is
a
that actor.
complete dick to him.
And she's just the worst. Yeah, she's the worst.
Like,
You know?
he
What are
says, "What?"
you doing? You're volunteering in what is clearly a concentration camp. It's not a refugee camp, bro. These people cross the border and they're just trapped there.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you think this is, you're working in something that is barely an offshoot of what was happening in World War II. Like, this is a concentration camp. Okay? You cannot think that you're helping these people at all. You're the worst.
And you already have a Paul Reiser making trouble. You don't need a
Mm,
daughter making trouble. You know,
not at all.
the daughter could just go. The daughter could be a badass. Like, the daughter
Yeah.
could be a coyote. The daughter could have been the coyote
Mm-hmm.
going in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
but instead you have her. Like, I remember specifically when they're working on the generator in this movie, this film like essentially dies for
Yeah.
17 minutes. And it loses all the moment. It starts hot with all the photos and the war and the songs and the
Right.
slow-mo.
Right.
And then it just
Right.
stops in the middle. And it really lags in the middle, like big time. They just hang out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Garret Dillahunt's out hunting. Like, of course, he has to get the one zombie who's the wife of the Zeus. And it's very silly. But you know what? Oh, can I ask you a question? This is one thing that's really I've been thinking about. In horror cinema, people quote unquote do dumb things a lot. Now,
Yes.
this is the thing though. The thing about dumb things is that at least they get the audience going, son of a bitch, like, or dude, like, why didn't you just kill her in the beginning and leave?
Yeah.
But at least you're in it and you're feeling it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's better than watching a 2.5 hour movie and just feeling nothing. Like, when
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote dumb decisions are made, at least you're like, what? No, like, at least it drives emotion. So sometimes I feel like having dumb decisions in horror films actually wake you up. I'm not saying they're
Mm-hmm.
good,
Mm-hmm.
but they do make
Mm-hmm.
you feel. When you watch this
Mm-hmm.
movie, you feel some things several times, which is more
Mm-hmm.
than can be said for a lot of horror cinema or cinema in general. So
Mm-hmm.
listen, I gave it a C. I just want everyone to know that.
And
But it's
then you change
still,
it to a B.
yeah, but it'll make you, because it has ideas. Like the zombies, they're like, when it rains, the zombies come alive. There's never rain, but that's cool. Like,
Thank you.
uh,
Thank you.
listen, it's like, when there's like a delicious cake and it goes horribly awry, you can still see all the individual ingredients that are great in it. It's just the mixture
Yeah.
didn't do it. And that's what this
Yeah.
movie is, man. Like, I don't, they have to, like, the fact that they have to do a sacrifice is awesome. Dieter doing
Yeah.
the safe, he's great. Like, I love Dieter and
That
Omari
was
Hardwick. Like, Dieter pops in this movie, and he had a sequel, the Army of Thieves. Like he
That's
pops
right.
in this
That's
movie.
right.
I mean, the main love interest, she expressed her love for Batista, and her head gets snapped backwards.
You knew that she was going to
Yeah,
die, man.
and
She had just signed her ticket to be on the SS Live Forever.
and like Batista running on the things, killing people, and it like Garret Dillahunt's such a shit. But it, it's a movie where there's just enough there to enjoy, but there's enough there to because at its heart, this is a very high concept horror film. Thieves go
Yeah.
into Vegas, which is walled off, to do a heist. But it's like you have an A to B, but then he adds like an A.1, A.2, A.3, A point, and then he's like, and then here's a Z, and then here's a Q. And you're like, no, just A to B, A to B, A to B. This is a good idea. Like, it's a very good idea.
You see, here's the thing. When I saw the synopsis for this, that it was Vegas is a zombie town, and these dudes are going to go in to rob something from a casino, I was in, because that's awesome. That's great.
That's how he sold it too. I guarantee you, that's how he sold it.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. The Tanaka thing is what kills it for me. Tanaka is clearly a billionaire. So when Tanaka tells you that you should go in and collect 200 million
and one helicopter,
and bring it, and in one helicopter to bring it back to him, and he literally says, the insurance company already paid me this money. The first thing that goes off in your head is, why? No, Tanaka, no, I can't. Clearly, this is a trap. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, you should bounce and then do it anyway. And just don't tell anybody or something. Mm-hmm. But you cannot go with him and his people. You can't, because it's clearly a trap. And you have survived the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
So right there, the movie dies for me. Yeah. That was it.
And Tig Notaro's like, let's kill him. Let's kill him.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we can't kill him. We can't kill him. I'd have killed Garret. I'd have put a gun in Garret Dillahunt's head. I would have killed him.
Immediately. You have to get rid of him, because there's no way he does not wish you ill.
There's two sacrifices. Here's two sacrifices.
Exactly. And this dude. That's a bonus. You know what I'm saying? So right there, the movie is dead. If you take out the whole Tanaka thing, and it's just, what did Chevy Chase say in that movie? Four poker buddies knocking over a casino, it's the perfect crime. That's perfect. Plus zombies. Yeah. That's it right there. So it's just Bautista rounding up the gang for one last job in Vegas to break into the ultimate safe. Sign me up. And then it doesn't matter that the daughter subplot drags because of the writing, not the actors either. It's the writing. Her motivation for hating him, it's just too much. He literally saved your life. You know what I'm saying? How are you so mad at him?
You don't even need the helicopter, because what you could do is, hey, these shamblers, we can kill the living daylights out of them like they're nothing. Like Chambers killed 7,000 of them, and she could have escaped
easily. Seriously, they're right there, and these are the best zombie killers.
Yeah, the best. And Chambers,
this is what we.
She was awesome. Like they could have saved her, but it's like, okay, we're gonna leave you something here, and we can get in and out. So take the money, walk it out, take a cart, and just
as much as you can carry.
You don't need the helicopter. Put it on some carts. There's carts left in Vegas. Push it down the street. Come back where you came from.
Just as much as you can carry.
Yeah, as much as you can.
And then it rains. And then it rains, and now you got your third act.
Exactly. And like, if let's say you bring in Gary Dilly for some reason, like you just bring in an idiot who turns on you because he's
exactly he's scum.
He breaks the truce. The truce has to break somehow, right? Because the truce is a good idea. That's a very good idea.
It was cool.
Break the truce. Rain. You have alphas. You have shamblers. You have cash. Perfect. You have hard rain.
Yeah.
But it's. But instead, man, it's like, guys, 14 people, like 1,400 pounds of cash on one helicopter.
For me, it's the Chekhov. The Tanaka thing kills it for me. That's number one. It takes no common sense to see that that's a trap. And number two, the Chekhov's gun of the zombies in the rain. That is the biggest violation right there. If you show a gun in the first act, you got to use it by the third, bro. And you get busy, Zack Snyder, so you know this better than me. I cannot have been the only person sitting there. Okay, when's it gonna rain? When's it gonna rain? When's it gonna rain? You know what I mean? And we get that the alphas are clearly the biggest threat because the Omari Hardwick fights the guy and he starts breakdancing. He starts breakdance fighting the zombie alpha in front of me. Okay, these things are a threat, and they're smart and they make plans. And even though they sound like velociraptors, whatever, because what he did with Dawn of the Dead, I didn't expect that movie to be good. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I went into that. Oof, the opening of Dawn of the Dead, Jesus Christ.
The music.
The heart pounding. And so you know that after he makes Dawn of the Dead, he even said, he got the idea during Dawn of the Dead's production, and he realized he needed a new origin story, right? That's from Wikipedia. Okay. So he wanted, like he said, he wanted to do the daddy and his daughter thing. So even that, my daughter, she went ahead of me. She got trapped in Vegas. Whatever. We're not looking for some deep plot device to get them to go into Vegas. Daddy saves his daughter from the living dead. That's what you wanted to do? Cool. She's working at the concentration camp / refugee camp. Oh my God, some goons drag her in there. She's been kidnapped. And now you get your boys together for one last job. Like,
that's it.
Oh,
and
you know what I mean?
But that's why, what's interesting? Like, you just can see greatness. Like, let's say you love a sports team, and their record, an MLB team, right? And they end up winning a third of their games, but those third that they win by 43 points each game, like 43 runs each game.
That's right.
You're just going like, this team is awesome. And then they lose 3 games and you're like, what? And then they win by 14 runs and they're like, yeah. And then they lose 6. And you're like, wait, what? But then they win 3 by a combined total of like 73 hits. And you're like, I don't, what are you? Like, why? Like, where am I? Like, you're like, we're great, but we lose a lot, but then we're good. And it's like,
that's the Mets.
So
it's the Mets this year.
So in your head, you're like, they're capable of greatness. They're legitimately capable of greatness, but they have a losing record. But see, that's what makes the season good, and that's what makes the season frustrating. I feel like Army of the Dead is the same way because, listen, I like the cast. Like, it's a cool cast.
It's impeccable.
Like, the
cast is it's not no problem.
They're great, and like Ella Purnell, she showed she can act in that bunker show on Amazon that I really like. I wish I could remember the name. Fallout.
I thought it was the Silo.
And like Matthias Schweighöfer, like, he's incredible. Like, I think Ludwig's hilarious. And I call him, like, Ludwig Dieter's hilarious. Dieter. Like, I don't know, Anna de la Reguera. I just messed up her name. I even learned how to pronounce that.
Anna de la Reguera.
Yeah, as Maria Cruz. Like, she's cool. Omari Hardwick's great. Theo Rossi's just dripping with gross stuff. Like, Garret Dillahunt. Anytime Garret Dillahunt is in your movie, it's great. I love Raul Castillo. He's been doing great work. And Tig Notaro, I think, is pretty funny in this movie too, because she took over for Chris D'Elia. But it's
D'Elia, and it's to his credit. It's to Zack Snyder's credit that it's basically seamless.
Yeah.
It's basically seamless. You have a hard time, unless you're really looking for it. She blends in with the cast well.
And he did that after the shoot, and they probably had to rush it, and the budget's still under 90 million. Like, it
took about 2 weeks.
Yeah, and like no sleep, and they did it. And I love the idea of Zeus, right? I love the Hardwick fight between him, like, and I think Dieter and Vanderhoof have a good relationship. Like, when this is when he sacrifices himself for him, and the guy has a philosophy degree. Omari Hardwick's character does, so he's all spouting this stuff, and I know I keep saying I'm not trying to be like a broken record, but
you're fine.
It's a movie that I want more of these. Like, I don't mind a flawed film when you can see that the director swung. Now,
the big swing.
I do think when we're starting to talk about the great directors, I think what we need to understand about them is that they know how to take an idea and make it simple. Aliens is a quite simple idea. Alien is a simple idea. Mad Max, and listen, I'm comparing him to the greats, and that's not really fair. But I just think Zack Snyder's problem here was, and I think every director who goes to Netflix or Apple Plus and gets a big budget and total freedom. When he made 300, he had the panels. When he had Watchmen, he had the source material. When he had Dawn of the Dead, it was a remake, and he had James Gunn's script. So, that movie pops because of, and like he still gives credit to James Gunn, but he had a blueprint. And I think when he's allowed to go full rogue Rebel Moon, it gets a bit excessive. I think he maybe needs that. He needs to have something because the visuals are there. The actors love him. And it, even like Man of Steel, you know how many interesting questions were brought up by Man of Steel and like the property destruction, but like, Superman was fighting Zod, and Zod was going to destroy the world. Like, oh, they should have gone into space and fought. Like, Superman wasn't that good at fighting. So, how much discussions his films have? Like, every time he's at SDCC, his movies are the most tweeted about films at the convention and of the year because there's a lot to talk about in his movies. So like anybody calling him a hack is just
no. I wouldn't say that.
It's just
I wouldn't say that.
It's very annoying because I don't know, the guy just.
I don't feel like his movies are too long either, for what it's worth. Anytime you get Zack Snyder director's cut, release the Snyder cut was better.
Oh yeah, way better.
It was better. It was. Was it a great movie? Whatever. But it was better than this. And the long scenes of just people talking to each other. That's something that I like. And that's something that it's not a thing in movies anymore. People don't just sit and talk. And people don't just sit and talk and are lit well and look good and say interesting things that if they don't advance the plot, they give you insight into the character. He's good at doing stuff like that, And the James Gunn script, James Gunn and Zack Snyder, they absolutely need to make all the movies.
Yes.
All of them together like that. All of them. Because whatever parts of Dawn of the Dead you didn't like, you could not wait for the next scene to pop up. And I didn't have, once you get past that opening, and then she wakes up in the car, and then you get
Ving Rhames.
Boy, Ving Rhames pops up. Say something. Hey.
Yeah.
Something. Yo, chills. I love that movie. And then the fact that it did not end well. Those people are dead.
Dead to a Disturbed song.
Introduce the world to that, man. Sign me up. This is why everybody was so hype over Zack Snyder.
Because that movie rocks. Like, dude, the soundtrack. Remember, like "Have a Nice Day" by the Stereophonics is playing.
Yeah,
and then the Johnny Cash song, and then Richard Cheese's "Get Down with the Sickness" during that montage. It is incredible, and just the way that they're playing, like they're playing chess. Ving Rhames and that guy on the roof. I cared about that guy across the street. Then
that
you
was
had
so sad.
Like a celebrity shooting people, and Mekhi Phifer and his baby, and even when that dad dies, who was bit, and he sat with him, and then Ving Rhames kind of crouched down. Like man. I saw that in a theater in Houston. I went to my brother's Air Force boot camp graduation, so we drove to Houston from Tallahassee, and I just had a random night. So I went to a Houston theater. It was cavernous and it was sold out. And the audience went bananas. Like everyone was just yelling and screaming. And it's an all-time experience for me. And when I was teaching high school, I was teaching a humanities class. And one of my students came in after watching 300. He goes, "That was the greatest movie ever made." That thing made 456 million worldwide. Like this guy, even in Watchmen, I still think about the music cues and I still think about the visuals of it. And he loved the little children, so he cast Jackie Earl Haley and Patrick Wilson to be in Watchmen. It's like, the guy has it. I just
He does.
Yeah,
But
and
everything that went right with those, the slow mo, the needle drops. When you get here, too many montages,
mhm.
you know. And I don't think that this movie is quote unquote too long either. It's just, there's so many inconsistencies and just weird things that like it's the oof Tanaka.
Yeah, not
No,
necessary because he
there's
never
no
even
need for
comes back.
it, just so they can show him at the end like Scrod foiled again. Oh well, let me just sit here and count my money. Thanks. This is great Tanaka. But Amari Hardwick, like you say, solid character. Don't ever touch my saw again. Don't talk
Yeah.
to her. Yes, yep, you're right. You got the juice now. Chilling. The man is chilling.
Yep.
And then you can just walk into Las Vegas if you go through these shipping containers very simply, as long as you just bribe somebody. Yeah, sure. Why not? Go on ahead, you know? And we always go in, but sometimes I leave people behind, and I don't like leaving people behind. And that's why now I'm going to work with Garret Dillahunt. Yeah.
She's a terrible coyote. I did watch a documentary about this guy helping some North Korean citizens flee to South Korea. There's a really good documentary about it. And these coyotes were just walking around in circles until they got paid more. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there are bad coyotes out there. But yeah,
But
like,
but
what's
how is
crazy?
she a coyote? What is her coyote thing?
Why
To
do
get
people
people
want to
into
go in
Vegas?
there? Like, why do people want
Well,
to go in there?
to rob. I get that.
No, but
I get that.
Ella went after that. Those people who went in, did they go in to get money?
I don't. I think so. I think they needed money so that they could bribe their way out of the canyon.
Oh yeah.
And this is the thing. However, do you get busy with a handgun? That's the minimum. Because
Mm-hmm.
these are breakdancing zombies. They're going to find you. Okay. This is not, ooh, we throw a flare over there, like in Left 4 Dead, and then everybody chases the flare, giving you a few seconds to run away. These things are not falling for that. They're not. So her coyoteing is to get people in and out. And now she feels guilty because she left people behind, as opposed to going in for one last job and just taking all the money you see and just leaving.
Yep.
Her and Ella Purnell, who are you actually helping? Like, what do you think you're doing?
It's I everyone a lot of the videos complain about this film, and I think they're right in regards to Ella Purnell's character. I just think he
The
had
character,
blinders on.
yeah.
Yeah, like not the performance.
No, 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 the
I just
character.
think they had blinders on when it comes to, I guess I should say her name, Kate. It's like,
Mm,
but but I'm telling you, man, he was working stuff out in this movie.
yeah,
And right or
for sure.
wrong, he the dad dies at the end, the daughter lives. And I was reading an interview about him way back in the day. We're talking '07, and he shot Watchmen in Canada. And he said that his film, like he had to, whenever he got calls, they were really expensive because he didn't have an international thing. So he's like, yeah, whenever I talk
Hmm.
to my kids, I was like, hey, let's talk real quick because I got international stuff. So
Right.
I really think the absentee dad,
Mm,
the daughters who don't like him, this
mm.
I really truly believe that he could have written it better, but I also think he had blinders on to tell a very specific story that he needed to tell.
Sure,
And
sure.
not many, so for people to just sit there and hate on it is very callous. And you can say that it wasn't properly constructed, but the amount of hate it gets, it's like, guys, this dude was working through some things and obviously added into the movie. And
Yeah.
so I'll never you can't defend the plot line in court, but you can understand
No,
why it is how it is.
it's fair. It's
And
fair.
that's why it's hard to hate this. And also, there's some really, all of his movies, Norbert, I watched, how I know I like a movie is when I actually think about it later.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
there's
That's fair.
I watch so many movies that I just don't even think about a week later. Like they're gone out of my head a day later. Let's say I see a poster, I'm like, oh yeah, that movie exists, and I'll smile. but this movie's been on my brain for a long time. Just the ideas of it just lingered in my mind. You know what? You know what's interesting? Maybe sometimes you see a perfect piece of art, and you're like, I can't fix that, and you just
Mhm.
admire it for its beauty. But then you see something that's almost there, and it's kind of frustrating, and then it stays in your brain because, well, if they would have done this or like, that's why I think this has stayed in my brain because there's so many good pieces, but it doesn't entirely come together. So that's why, and it also too, I think there are movies that are just good. In your word, cromulent. You watch them, you're like, yeah, it was good,
Yeah,
and then you forget
perfectly
about it.
cromulent film.
You
Yeah.
watch a great movie, you're like, oh, that was good. And you forget about it. That was really great. But then you watch this one, and you're like, man, what's happening? But then that's cool, and then that's cool, and it's a very frustrating experience. And I think that's why it stuck with me because I love the safe stuff. I love Hardwick in this movie. I like, Matthias. Like Dieter's great in this film. The idea of the alphas, the idea of leaving a sacrifice behind, the idiocy of
Yeah,
Dillahunt. Like there's a
yeah.
lot of cool things. And even the beginning, I don't even know why they're standing getting their portraits taken, but I love the visual of the guy.
Montage,
Yeah, like
montage.
the guy parachuting into a mob and he's about to
That
die.
was great.
Yeah,
That was
right.
great. That
So
was great.
there's very few. Sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, that was good, but this one you're like, that's cool. Oh, that's not like. So it's a very
Yeah,
much so
exactly.
like it's very much so a roller coaster. Like I guess if you take a
Exactly.
train that just goes in a little flat circle at an amusement park, you're not going to remember it. But if you go on a roller
Mhm.
coaster that just kicks the shit out of you, you're
Oh
going to
yeah.
remember that. I feel like
Oh
that's
yeah.
Army of the Dead.
For sure, man. For sure. One thing too that I just pure speculation. He was going to make the sequel to this relatively quickly, I think, at some point. And the rain on the zombies. What's the meaning of the cyborg zombies? I think all those things were going to come up. And apparently they were going to do it in the cartoon, but the cartoon never took off. The cartoon that he wanted to do for this, it never took off. And that cartoon, the name of it was going to be Army of the Dead Lost Vegas, and it never took off.
Mm.
So maybe that would explain some more, you know? What he did instead was the Rebel Moon, 17 hours, those
Oh
two
man.
movies. And so we're going to get to this eventually, Planet of the Dead, because Amari Hardwick, yeah, he was bit. Spoiler alert, you know? So Amari Hardwick is on the plane and he's already, look,
He's the
he's
alpha or
already,
the omega now.
yeah, because he got bit by the Alpha, Zeus, Zeus the Alpha. So he's going to turn and they're going to take over and they're going to start in New Mexico, apparently, because why not? Sure. Another thing about this, Rotten Tomatoes, they've got it at 67% on the tomato
Amazing.
meter. 67% on the tomato meter. Incredible Hulk 2008, 66% on the tomato meter. Highlander, 66% on the tomato meter. Jesus, man.
Are you saying
What?
it doesn't belong with them or
I I just don't understand humanity.
but
I don't know what's going on.
I really think that this movie got a lot of like C pluses and B minuses because you
Mm-hmm.
can have 100 C pluses and have 100% score.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people maybe felt the way we did, where like, well, it's not as dour as Batman v Superman,
Right.
and it's there are good moments to it, and it's a breezy watch on Netflix. It's the 17th most watched film ever. It broke records at the time. I
Mm-hmm.
think people were into it. So I think
They were.
this one has enough working for it that I think people gave it credit. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll give
Mm-hmm.
it bonus points because story wise, it's not there, but there's a lot of elements that are good. So I feel like I'm actually, I feel like that's a pretty good score in our world for this film.
Man, Gremlins 2, the new batch, 63%.
Deep Blue Sea 60, Con Air's rotten. Like it's all
The
crazy. It's
Running Man with Schwarzenegger, 63%. Coming to America.
yeah, don't
Like,
get me started on that. I had to do a show
what?
called Rotten Tomatoes is Wrong for like
Yeah.
it just, but like I would pull all the research and just I don't want to get into like how the critics are
Ernest Ernest Goes to Camp, 62. Demolition Man, 62. Why? am I so different from the rest of the world, my friend? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, movie criticism. That's why I don't pay attention to that. Like, I think
Yeah.
I just enjoy it. You know, I got paid. I get paid. I love working with Rotten Tomatoes, but I also have always just kind of thought for myself, like, I love Ernest Goes to Camp. I don't give a shit. I love Pauly Shore
Yeah,
movies. I
word,
don't care.
word,
Like,
word.
it's a movie that really worked. No, hey, I have a quick question for you. So,
Go
like,
for it.
Rebel Moon and Sucker Punch, they don't like they. I remember when Zack Snyder had to explain what Sucker Punch is about, and everyone became confused. Everyone's like, well, she's in this place, she can get lobotomized, but she dances. And I think everyone went, no. Like, let's,
Okay, Zach. Sure,
yeah,
Zach. Here, have some coffee.
but and that movie I watched, and there's pretty things, but it's very boring to me. So it's there's enough there to like Oscar Isaac's in it, John Hamm's in it, Carlo Gugino's in it. It's a great cast and very memorable visuals, but
Mm,
it's so not high concept. Like,
what does
when,
it mean
yeah,
exactly? Right.
and like, at least Heart Bitter Moon or Rebel Moon, it's like, hey, these people fight these people, then they go to Earth, and they seven samurai. Like,
Yeah,
that's
they're trying to steal their wheat. I got you. A battle for wheat, son.
and
There can be only one.
you know what the problem is, though. You know, the slow motion works in 300 because you cap the 300. It works because you are capturing the panels of his artwork, and
Mm-hmm.
the slow motion allowed them to really focus on the frame and
It's
celebrate Frank
gorgeous.
Miller's work.
Gorgeous.
The slow motion in Watchmen, I think, worked as well when he's falling out the window because it captured the frame. So when the slow motion works, it's organic. But in Sucker Punch or in Rebel Moon, they don't work because there's really no reason for them to exist. The slow
Yeah.
motion. So that's
Well, yeah. It's a
what.
it's this is Sucker Punch. She dresses up like an anime waifu. She's got her sword, and then she fights against giant Japanese statues in super slow mo. And then one of the giant Japanese statues decides, I've had enough of this sword fighting crap, and pulls out the minigun from Predator. That man is just having a good time. Okay. Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder's not worried about what you think. Zack, Zack Snyder had this idea in the back of his head, like how James Cameron drew all the characters from Avatar when he was 17. So like nobody could say I stole this idea from somebody. This movie was Zack Snyder's teenage fantasy stuff, all vomited on the screen. Because I didn't get it either. I know that for the first 18 minutes of this movie, there are 3 slow-mo montages with needle drops, song covers, and I was just, come on, Zach, what? Hey, slow-mo, let's go. I had no idea what was happening in this movie, man.
And he could still make it for 80 million. Like, it's
Right,
uh, yeah, it's,
right.
but you know what?
Big
I think
swings.
I you're perfectly right about Sucker Punch. I mean, there's Nazi zombies. There's but you know what, though? He talks about growing up, and his mom would show him heavy metal. His
There it
mom
is.
showed him Frank
That explains a
Frazetta.
lot.
You know, you see the Frank Frazetta stuff. Just look him up.
Mm,
Conan is muscled
mm,
beyond belief. And you know, they're
yeah,
like, oh, Zach, like, you show a lot of shirtless people in 300. He's like, well, they were shirtless in Frank Miller's comic. Like, he's like,
yeah.
actually, they were naked in a bunch of them. And they're like, hey, why do you have Dr. Manhattan naked? Because Alan
Just
Moore
naked in
drew
the
him
hole. Yeah,
naked.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so, but also when you see the big muscly people in Rebel Moon, or when you see the muscles in this movie, he loves muscles. He
Well, they're
loves,
farmers in Rebel Moon.
yeah,
They're farming wheat.
they're
Wheat is
live.
heavy.
Yeah. The scythe
What do you
that they have to
want?
share. Like, he loves the sinuous muscles, man. He loves biceps. He loves abs because that's what
Mm,
he grew up with. You don't watch heavy
mm.
metal and watch nothing but like Frank Frazetta, or look at nothing but Frank Frazetta comics and artwork. You see where it all comes from, and he's so open about it. I think that's
Yeah,
another thing why I like him as a filmmaker. He'll do the commentaries. Anybody asks him questions, he'll answer them. Like,
he's earnest.
he has an and like, there was a funny interview where he was talking to this reporter, and like, I forget what he was talking about, but he's like, yeah, man, I got this shirt that said, like, female ejaculation, and He's like, yeah,
Yes.
like my costume designers came up with it. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And he's just so open about everything that I don't know why you can hate the guy. He's not nothing he says is ever pretentious. This
No,
guy
I don't hate him at all.
just makes movies. And I love that movie The Killer by David Fincher. It's wonderful.
Mm.
But The Killer had a budget of something like $250 million. Oh, 175 million was The Killer. That's a lot of money for that
Yeah, it is.
movie. And then he goes and churns out this for 80. Like he's earnest. He loves what he's doing. He makes movies for cheap. Just let him do it. Like I'm sorry.
I'm not mad at him at all.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him at all. And frankly, I wish that I had someone who believed in me, like people just believe in Zack Snyder. It just here's $70 million, dude. Make a movie. What do you want? Any? No, whatever you want, Zach. Just write some stuff down, shoot it however you want. Here's a camera from 1960. It's out of focus 60% of the time. Let's see what you can do with that, Zach.
Use a wide open
believe in you.
aperture. Shoot it wide open.
You know what? You're gonna make a perfectly cromulent film. And I like the fact that there is no fear in his movie making. He will just put it out. This was my idea. Yes, some of the zombies are cyborgs. Yes, that's right. Sometimes their heads explode and it's blue. You know what? Deal with it. My name is Zack Snyder. There's not a human being on this earth that doesn't want to just be that confident in themselves and their ideas and what they put out there for the world to absorb as art. So I will never hate Zack Snyder either. I will watch the vast majority of his movies and I will enjoy some of them, and others I will like Army of the Dead. What are you doing, Zach? But I'll never say, no, Zack Snyder's a hack. That's ridiculous, man. He's got a style that is very, very unique. Because J.J. Abrams, he's clearly trying to be Spielberg.
Yeah.
He's trying.
Light.
He's trying to be Spielberg-like. Yeah. And he doesn't even want to necessarily solve his little mysteries. That's the hook. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you see that over there in the corner? Yeah, that thing, it does something. Stick around for the next 6 years, you might find out what it is. Or, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Did you have a feeling? Good. That was it. That's J.J. Abrams. Come on, man. Come on, man. Super 8? Super 8 is Control C, Control V, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
boring.
Absolutely. The monster is cool, eventually, if you can get there. He even put Glenn Turman in there, my man, because you know that you're going to get a vibe from Glenn Turman from Gremlins when he was also the creep. Yeah, I got this little candy bar for you, and like 16 needles. Glenn Turman in Gremlins. So Zack Snyder is not trying to bite anybody's style.
Mm-mm.
Zack Snyder with the slow-mo, because bullet time is a thing in and of itself. Zack Snyder's not doing bullet time. Zack Snyder is playing games with slow-mo. That's cool, 300, you say it made $400 million? Because nothing has ever looked like that. And nobody, not even the 300 sequels look like 300. Yeah. That's how iconic that movie is. No matter how you feel about, the politics of it, and I didn't go into 300 expecting a legit history lesson. I had read Frank Miller comic books in the past. I know what I'm getting out of this. Okay? So does it look cool? Yeah. Do you root for Fassbender and Butler? There's this Sparta. You remember you couldn't get away from that. For like 3 years, people would just say that at all times for no reason. So, yeah, Snyder is not a hack. Mm-mm. He's definitely an auteur, marches to the beat of whatever the hell he's listening to, because it ain't a drummer. And did he work out his emotional stuff with his daughter? I hope so. In this movie, I hope so. Because there was another way to handle the father-daughter relationship in this movie, but this wasn't it. This wasn't it. And it's not on Bautista, and it's not on Ella Purnell. The writing let them down here. Mm-hmm. The writing let them down. Daughter angry at father, tale as old as time. But here, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't work.
It
But all the other characters are great. All the characters are great in terms of their acting, you know.
man,
But it really absolutely should have been Bautista gathers up his boys for one last job. They pick up Garret Dillahunt. You ever worked with this guy before? Nope. That takes care of that, right? Now we know that that guy's the one that we should keep an eye on, or even make him a nice dude. And then he just, oh, who's been sabotaging us this whole time? It was me all along, Garret Dillahunt. That would have been cool.
can you record that
So,
song for the opening of this episode? A
which one?
special that it was me the whole time. I'm Garret Dillahunt. Can you do a song?
You know what it is? Rent free in my head is the Simpsons episode where they go and see Planet of the Apes on Broadway. And so anytime I think of random things, what should I have for breakfast? Oh my God, I was wrong. It was Earth all along. Well, I guess they made a monkey. I've never been able to forget that.
I love Garrett. I love Gary Dilly. Just
Oh, he's
him
that
and Raising
Terminator show.
Hope. Yeah, he's great.
What?
He's
That Terminator show? He was awesome.
and you know when we're talking about Gary Dilly and Aliens,
Gary
you
Dilly.
had the android who messed everything up, Ash, because Ash was following orders. When you had Paul Reiser, he was just a slimy, gross, nasty, sniveling turd of a corporate stooge. In Predators,
Yeah.
Carl Weathers, he didn't tell them the whole plan, and
Right.
that got them in trouble. He wasn't the bad guy, and he atoned for it. But there are ways to
flip it.
make things go
Absolutely.
foobar, and this was not it. Because
Nah.
it's done. Like, I'm gonna go after them. I'm gonna get the one person. We have a truce. It's like, how are you gonna get out of here? It was just very, if he knocked out the coyote
Yes.
instead of working with her, or just something stupid, like, and like Ella Purnell disappears from them and then
Just vanishes. They didn't notice for a long time too, bro. And he cares a lot about his daughter. They didn't notice for a long time.
But still, I'm telling you, like those Rebel Moon movies, it cost 166 million to make both of them, and they're going to get 14 movies out of them.
Yeah, that is
So,
the franchise.
He made those two movies for less than the budget of The Killer. Norbert, he's doing it. That's why he works. That's why that's why Paul W.S. Anderson works. He can make a movie for $60 million. Rennie Harlan can make a movie for $6 million. He will always work because you give him 10 million, he'll go to Greece, turn out the bricklayer. Like these people know how to churn out films in ways that are not pretentious. Like,
no,
there's
not at all.
Sucker Punch, for its faults, nothing about it is pretentious. Like, it's all there. The nice thing too, everything is on the screen. So he had his crew go to Vegas, and they didn't shoot in Vegas. They shot in like Atlantic City, and they took over casinos, and but they 3D graphed all of Vegas. They just went around and just recorded Vegas for weeks and weeks and got beautiful footage. You watch this movie, it's in Vegas. Like,
it looks like Vegas.
All right, it's in Vegas. Like it.
Yeah.
So he does all that for 80 mil, and that's why he works. That's why he will keep getting work. That's why he can do and you know what? Like, this guy took Superman and made him dour. Like, this guy made Batman v Superman. Like, he had that weird subplot with Holly Hunter, who we love, and Jesse Eisenberg with the piss and the moonshine and all that stupid stuff.
I love that part.
And it's that's why not
make
it weird?
Part. I love that.
Make it weird. Make Batman beat the crap out of people. And like, Gal Gadot pops in that movie when she comes in. Like, that's that's him. And I just, it really bothers me with the hack narrative. I don't like it.
No, it's not.
You know what? I'm happy that you're in your life that you can just call this guy a hack, because it's odd. Like, you can just look at him. This goes with hack. No, like, I don't think you can't exist this long in the industry. He's been around forever doing things. So that's why I'm happy. This episode, Norbert,
pretty simple.
There's a lot to talk about. You and I have done episodes where we're kind of like, what's there to talk about in this movie? There's there's never that problem with Zack Snyder films.
No. It's pretty simple. Give him a movie that he's not necessarily writing the whole thing, and it's going to be banging. You know, for what it's worth, 300. He was a writer. That's watchable. Sucker Punch. I don't know what's happening. And once you get past the 20-minute 3 music videos in the beginning, it's definitely something to look at.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to look at. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition. I like that movie. I'm sorry. Even though it goes against everything that Superman stands for and
Everything.
Batman is a murderer, I like that movie.
Like the zombie scene. Remember the zombie dream? That looked awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear a funny story? I sat down with my brother-in-law one time to watch Batman v Superman, the extended edition, but we put the wrong disc in and we just watched Batman v Superman. And we're like, is that extended? Is that a new scene? And then it turns out we watched the same movie twice.
No. You give him some Hans Zimmer and you give him 3 hours, he's going to make you something to watch.
Yeah. Give him 60.
I don't hate that.
And
I don't hate that.
That Martha thing, I don't care about that Martha moment. Who cares? It's fun.
It's
Martha.
hilarious. I found it.
Martha?
I found it to be hilarious. Yeah, it was hilarious. I was like, is that it? Not the fact that Superman's been telling you the entire time that Lex Luthor's been trying to pit us against each other. And then even then, I have something to tell you. There's no time. Did I mention that there's something important that you should know? All this time that he could have just told him flat out, Luthor's trying to use you against me. But wait, there's more. Did you know this secret that I'm about to reveal to you? Eventually, but not now. But dude, he just keeps doing it. That was funny to me. Like, why don't you just tell him? So, writing-wise,
yeah,
whatever. But I will always watch a Zack Snyder movie. And to all the haters, Rebel Moon is crap, Suicide Squad is crap. You have seen every single Zack Snyder movie he's ever made. Period.
Yeah.
Full stop. And you will watch the sequel, Planet of the Dead, to this movie. You will. Because I will. I'm not going to front.
I'll be first person in line.
I'm going to watch it. I want to know what he's going to do with a global zombie apocalypse. That's not Romero style. Because now you got at least 3 different kinds of zombies. You got the Romero style ones. You got the Dawn of the Dead remake style ones. And then you have these bionic planning zombies. And apparently these zombies can put babies into other zombies. So that's potentially 4. What kind of grown up zombie baby beef can there be? Ooh. Planet of the Dead. Let's go.
He'll figure it out.
Hurry up, Netflix.
And it'll look gorgeous. And
yeah.
And I love his casting too. I think when I was watching the Rebel Moon movies, like he gave Jaimin Hansu an awesome place to just look awesome. He gave Sofia Boutella.
Finally.
Sofia Boutella was the lead of the movie. Like the guy, I love his casting decisions. Like, but Bautista was in this, and he allowed Bautista to act in it. And Omari Hardwick was awesome. You watch Dawn of the Dead, and he cast Sarah Polley, an indie film actress, and like Ving Rhames has never been more badass ever. And like the slimy guy, the guy from American Family or Modern Family, like he was slimy as shit.
Yes,
he was great.
Yeah.
Like it's like I love his casting. I think he does a good job with that. Like bringing, he brought in Gal Gadot. He brought in I think he cast Jason Momoa. He brought in Henry Cavill. He got Ben Affleck. Like the guy can cast films and he can make them interesting. So yeah, I don't know. Like it always annoys me.
There's no reason to hate him. There's no reason to hate him. That's the thing.
You know what's crazy?
There's no reason to hate.
Like Paul W. Anderson had Mila Jovovich star in $1 billion movie franchise. Event Horizon. Like just he's always like Mortal Kombat was one of the first like Asian-led blockbusters ever. But then people are like, he's a hack. He sucks. He blows.
Yeah.
Like these guys have been around. Like I'm not. They shouldn't be applauded for it. But like it's just weird that you can see these guys who are making cool casting decisions, making interesting films, really being ahead of the times. But then you're like, they suck. Like I hate this narrative. It's like they didn't make Benjamin Button. Like, get out
Yeah.
of here. Like, these guys, like, everything that people complain about, I feel like these guys are doing to a certain extent. I don't know. So
You
it's
you gotta give Zack Snyder credit for having the idea. What if we took the principles of Ayn Rand and put them onto Superman? We got some weird stuff. And hey, guess who was his father? Russell Crowe. That
oh,
was awesome.
riding a
Russell
dragon.
Russell Crowe riding a dragon, fighting in outer space. Check.
Michael
Cool.
Shannon, like one of the best character actors of the generation. One of the best
Was an
actors, Zod.
excellent Zod. An excellent Zod. The way that they had to eventually adjust to the atmosphere, that was weird. The fact that Zod is going to beat the hell out of Superman because he's a trained soldier with the same powers. Yeah, I'm going to murder you. That, ugh. So all the weird hate for Snyder is jealousy, bro. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James' son just ended up on the
Lakers.
Lakers. That is absurd
Yeah.
because according to the scouting reports, it's not that great.
Mm-mm.
It's not so good. And he's like 6'3". I'm 6'2". You can't be like 6'2", 6'3" anymore unless you shoot like Lillard and Curry because they're 6'3". You
How's
know,
Trey Young?
Trey Young is like 6'1",
He's
6'2",
he's an
maybe.
assist master though,
He's
right?
not big.
Yeah.
But the reason why I bring that up is because LeBron just did that. The
Yeah.
four major sports have been around for a century or so or more, like especially like baseball. LeBron was like, I'm going to put my son in the NBA and he's going to play with me. Yeah, whatever, son. Get out of here. You talking that shit. Number 55 pick in the draft, Bronny James by the Lakers. And that's Zack Snyder. I'm doing me. And you hate. And that's cool. But I'll see you on Netflix when you press that play button
Yeah.
on Planet of the Dead, baby. Thanks for those analytics. Mwah. Let me polish this money and hang out with my 8 children. 8 he has, Zack Snyder. 8. The man just attacks everything.
It's good. And everyone loves, like, everyone that's worked with him, like Amy Adams, Oscar winner. She's like, I love him. Like, she'll get his back. Like, everyone's cool with Zack Snyder. It's just like Christopher Nolan the other day was going, yeah, I love Zack Snyder. He's like, you look at his movies and you look at superhero films today, he has his touches in them. Like, people see his films. Like, Nolan's backing him. Like, just and like Bautista, he speaks his mind. If he doesn't like something, he lets people know and he goes, I love Zack Snyder. So
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just let the dude work, shut up, enjoy
The moral of
yourself.
this particular episode of the pod is movies, films, and flicks. We ride with Zack Snyder.
Yeah, we do.
We just need him. We just need him to get an editor on them scripts.
Yeah.
We just need literally anybody else in the room to just say, Zach, what if we change this part though? That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because understand what would have happened. Matthias Van Hannigan, the guy who directed the prequel to the
Army
Thing,
of Thieves,
which again, underrated in my opinion. Watch the Thing prequel and then watch the 82 Thing. It's great how they work together.
Nathalie Emmanuel, she's great.
He was going to direct Army of the Dead first. In an interview, Van Hannigan said that the film would include scenes where male zombies rape human females and they have human hybrid zombie offspring. That is what we could have had instead of this. Nah. Let's do Tanaka instead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go with Tanaka and the millennial daughter being angry. Let's do that instead. Yeah.
But Zack Snyder, right? So we got to take who he is.
Right.
But listen, I just want everyone to know this movie is way too long. It needs a Topher Grace edit. It should be 2 hours, but I think all the bumps and bruises make it a very interesting movie to watch and talk about.
It's watchable.
I'm telling you, there's just so much content out there that is just fine. It's just fine.
It's definitely watchable, ladies and gentlemen. The opening intro with the credits, another banger by Snyder. The ridiculous way that the zombie gets free in the beginning. The
Oh
word,
yeah.
the word is crass, ladies and
Mm-hmm.
gentlemen. Crass. Okay. These people, you know, let's just say a wife wants to give her new husband a present and it goes wrong. You
Horribly.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And also seeing Batista as this humble dude after being just the badass of badasses, saving one of the most important people in military at the time, and then being a fry cook at a diner. Yeah, that's a little bit of realism right there that they
Mm-hmm.
tossed in, you know? And there is also where Dillahunt, clearly a bad guy, clearly not to be trusted. Don't ever listen to a word he says. Okay?
The worst.
Maria Cruz, Theo Rossi, these are all good actors. So you could sit down and watch this movie, and because it's the 21st century, fast forward the parts that you don't like. But the action scenes are all cool.
Cool.
And frankly, there's a breakdancing zombie fight. So can't totally hate this movie. Can't
I,
totally hate this
I
movie.
love heist movies. I love zombies.
How can you not like this?
Exactly. Hey, do the Dillahunt song for me real quick.
It was me all along, Garret Dillahunt. Did you know I would betray you, even though I never gave you a reason to think that I wouldn't? Ha ha! Like he's just clearly a bad guy the
Yeah.
whole time, man.
Tig Notaro was right.
Oh my
You know,
god.
you know what's crazy? I think when you're going to McDonald's and you're with just a real a-hole, you're like, all right, I'm just gonna put up with him. Like, we're not just gonna kick him out the car,
You have to.
shoot him. But when you're going into a
You have
zombie
to.
infested wasteland where one mistake can have everyone killed, and this guy's clearly evil, you know,
How? How is he still alive? Exactly. Yeah.
like,
No.
guys,
Mm-mm.
come on, come on.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Hey, where can people find you, Norbert?
At Eddie Kane on Twitter, Norbert Moorman on SoundCloud.
Oh, I love that song. All right, so before we get out of here, oh, you know what, Norbert? What do you want to do? What draft do we want to do? Want to do Zack Snyder's done over 10 movies. Do you want to do a Zack Snyder draft? Do you want to pick 3 each?
How about a zombie draft,
Okay, let's
man?
do zombie
Zombie
draft. I
movie
like that.
draft.
All right, zombie
You
movie
know?
draft. You go first.
All right. So, you know what? Just to mess with people's minds, I'll put this on the list because apparently it's one of the greatest movies of all time. If you look at the internet, so I choose Army of the Dead.
All right, wait, since you're taking Army of the Dead, I got to go funky too. All right, so if you're taking Army of the Dead, I'll take what's like a movie that's comparable. I'll take 28 Weeks Later
Ooh,
because that movie's mean.
it, bruh. I saw that in the theater,
It's mean.
and I
Wait,
almost had a
28 Weeks
seizure.
Later.
Yeah, 28 weeks later. Yeah,
Yeah.
I almost had a seizure at that opening in the theater. My
Oh, when
heart
he's
was
running.
racing.
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus.
He takes his fingers and like gouges his wife's eyes out. Jeremy Renner's lit on fire. Rose Byrne gets her head smashed in. It's a mean movie.
It is. It
And
is.
Idris is
Children.
just the worst general ever in it.
Children are assaulted.
Yeah.
Well, he had a bad plan.
Yeah.
It was a dumb plan. It's a dumb plan. Let's see. We've got a disease that's communicated by close contact. Let's put everyone in the same room. 3,000 people. Good idea. Lock the doors. uh, go and Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, good
85.
one. Classic.
Brains.
Some more cops. Oh, perfect pick. I want to take a movie that I really enjoy, and that's Dead Snow. It's a very cheeky
Mm,
zombie film that I love a lot.
mm. That's definitely solid. That's definitely solid. I'm gonna go ridiculous. Plain Dead, Zombies on a Plane, because
Plain Dead?
they were clearly just trying to do Snakes on a Plane with zombies. It's just absurd. This movie.
Okay,
It's
I'm gonna
absurd.
take Train to Busan.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
I love that movie.
No one can say anything bad about that movie. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing. I'm going to go with The Cured, 2017.
Ooh, The Cured. I haven't
Yeah,
heard of that. I'm gonna watch it.
they found a cure for zombies, and after they cured the people who you were zombies for a long period of time, they released them back. But these people remember everything they did when they were a zombie.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a Euro pick.
Sounds right.
It's a European pick.
I'll take a French zombie film and do The Night Eats the World then.
Ooh, what's the name?
The Night Eats the World. It's about a guy trapped in an apartment, but he's a really good actor from the guys from The Worst Person in the World and Bergman Island. I like the guy a lot, so I'm gonna take that one.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna lose Train to Busan. I feel like we're making funky picks, so this is gonna be the funky pick.
I'm definitely picking things that are out of left field because we could all just pick all the Romeros. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I will even watch Survival of the Dead. I don't care what anyone says. I love that they do the Hatfields and McCoys with zombies, you know?
And good old Diary of the Dead, where they're just going, this world has gone down to the tubes.
Yeah.
This world isn't great.
It's got a young Tatiana Maslany in it, man.
Oh,
I'm
really?
not gonna hate that. Yeah. She's in there. She gets turned.
I like some Toddy Maz.
Oh man.
All right, what's your fifth pick? Actually, can I make my fourth? Wait, how many do you? I'm gonna make my fourth pick real quick. I'm gonna take Pontypool.
Oh, I know that.
Because I lost Train to Busan. I'm gonna take Pontypool. Canadian film. Very good movie. Very good movie.
And so for me, it's number 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, way out of left field, ladies and gentlemen. Fido.
Yeah, Fido. That's a good movie.
Carrie-Anne Moss, Billy Connolly. 1950s aesthetic. Weird movie. And the reason why we have this list, ladies and gentlemen, so you can go outside of your typical comfort zone with zombie movies, if that's your thing, and see some of the offbeat stuff. Because these are all weird zombie movies. Except for Playing Dead. It's just absurd and hilarious. And something you should all see at least one time.
I feel good about 28 Weeks Later because I don't think it gets the love it deserves.
It doesn't. And the reason why is because, like I said, the military's plan is stupid. It's dumb. Oh. It's a dumb plan.
I figured my fifth pick out, Norbert.
What you got?
#Alive. Korean zombie film.
The Korean movie, yes. The dudes in the apartment.
Yeah. So I need one Korean zombie film, but I lost Train to Busan, and not enough people have watched #Alive because it's really good.
It is.
This is a good list.
And living in and having lived in a Korean apartment, yeah, that's pretty much how it would go down.
Our doors are very secure.
Yes, they are. Like nothing's getting into my apartment, but then again, I ain't getting out.
Oh man, I love this. So you have Army of the Dead, The Return of the Living Dead, Playing Dead, The Cured, and Fido. I have 28 weeks later, Dead Snow, The Night Eats the World, Pontypool, and #Alive. I'm very happy about this.
You know what? Swap out Return of the Living Dead because that's a classic.
Okay.
I'm going Schwarzenegger, Maggie, 2015.
Maggie. There we go. Well, then should I lose 28 weeks later? Because that was big. That was big. I'll pick another one.
Yeah.
All right. So let me drop 28 weeks later. Now I got to find a fun one. You know, Cockneys vs. Zombies is actually a pretty fun zombie film.
Oh, yeah?
Have you ever watched it?
When did that come out?
Here, let me look here. Cockneys vs. Zombies.
It sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's Cockneys vs. Zombies. So that one comes out 2012. And I liked it.
That's hilarious. And then you had that TV show Dead Set with those people from that Big Brother show who decided they were going to make a zombie show. 5 episodes. That's trippy.
Okay.
Basically, folks, there's good zombie stuff out there. Check these out.
Is One Cut of the Dead too popular?
Follow your heart.
What do you think?
Does it say?
I love that movie, but they made a French remake.
Ooh.
I like that one. Let me see if I can find another one. I love zombie movies, so I want to find a good one here. It's a good Australian one. I can't think of the name. Zombievers. I was like, that should be fun. Okay, but I want to pick good ones here. I want to recommend a good one, and I saw one up here. Like if you, I did an episode on One Cut of the Dead, and so
Yeah.
go listen to that. All right, we're getting there, Norbert. I'm getting there. I saw.
No
Oh,
worries.
you know what? What about Overlord? Because no one watched that movie.
That's the with the Nazis, right?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a thing.
I recorded an
That's a
episode on
thing.
that recently. It's not released, but I love that movie, and no one watched it, and no one
Yeah.
talks about it.
No, 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 because it's a lot. it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And we got a cast here, man. We got Giovanna Devo, we
Yeah,
got
he's
Wyatt
great.
Russell, Matilde Oliver, Pilu Asbet. Yo,
I think that
yeah,
works.
this, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, I'm happy. Army of the Dead, Plain Dead, The Cured, Fido, Maggie, Dead Snow, Night, The World, Pontypool, Hashtag Alive, and Overlord. I think we did it. I was gonna add Life After Beth, but I think people know about that. That's a fun one.
Yeah, yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It's all
I
right. I'm
just
not
like
mad at
the idea of Aubrey Plaza being a. I should have taken House of the Dead by Uwe Boll because I interviewed him.
it. Oh man.
Hey, The Horde is another good French zombie film. Oh man, there's a bunch of good ones. Gangnam Zombie is not good. I watched that. I was not a fan of that movie.
Open Gangnam Zombie. Oh, Gangnam Zombie. Oh, oh, oh. Sorry, folks, to bring that back.
uh, oh man, hey Norbert, this was awesome. This was a great draft, and to get us out of here, can you please do the Garret Dillahunt song one more time?
It was me all along, Garret Dillahunt. You can call me names, but do not call me up. Whoa. Yeah, you British people get that, right? Yeah.
Wait, Anna and the Apocalypse. Do you know that one? It's a
I feel
musical.
like I feel like I've heard of it, but the musical thing would have turned me off.
Oh, okay. That one's all right. Let's get out of here, Norbert. But hey, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Norbert Morvan, this is Movies on the Flicks. We'll see you next week. Watch out for
Brains.
Garret Dillahunt.
It was him all along.